This is an example of using a terminal emulator with a Docker file and a tutorial. And it uses a tool called gotty, which is a Go, basically terminal emulator, and launchbot. And so the idea is I have a repository here with my project, and I've got a very, very super simple example that uses Markdown to create a very simple, very basic presentation on a tool called JQ. And the idea is you go through this and you can use this JQ tool in the terminal. Then I go back to the main page and here's my Docker file. And I'm going to start with the Alpine image. I'm going to add JQ, and I'm going to add curl and a couple of other tools, but this could be Python or Node or any other thing you want to make. Again, I was trying to keep it simple. Then I'm going to install gotty, and I'm going to install a simple tool that's going to serve the content in that home directory as a static site. So that's going to let people look at the tutorial. Then I'm going to expose those two services on the Docker container and run a shell script that's going to start everything. So if I go to my terminal, so let's say I've downloaded this, I've git cloned it, and here is the file. So when I'm ready to run it, I do launchbot, and then I can go localhost 3000/app, log in. And again, this is the new launchbot interface. And if I want to do anything with that Docker file, you can see here, I can go in and say, specify some metadata around it. I'm going to, like listing what ports are exposed to give them names, that kind of stuff. But right now, just assume it's already built. I go to main dashboard. I'm going to start that image. So I'm going to launch that container and map the directory and hit launch. And now you can see this is the container running. So here's my tutorial. So again, this is just the tool. This is just the stuff that was in my Git repository. So if I wanted to go in and say edit that file, I don't think I have an editor in. I do atom index.html, and it should come up. Right, so here's my index.html, so I could say, my awesome introduction to this. I save. If I go back here and reload, again, it's kind of showing the editing capabilities. I can scroll through here, and here's an example. So I want to run this example. The cool thing is, the new thing is now there's this bash shell link, and that's running gotty. So I click on that, and now I have a bash shell into that same container, and I can paste that command in and run it and see the examples. So I can do all sorts of stuff. Essentially this is just a bash shell running on the container that has all the dependencies that I have installed. The cool thing too is this is a fully functional terminal. It's got autocomplete. I can use VI in it if I want to. Just basically any kind of Unix command or anything we might want to do with that is possible. And again, it's not the greatest user experience because you kind of have these two separate environments. But for a quick hack and proof of concept, I thought it was pretty neat.